Hey friends, my name is Kendall Matthews. I'm the Vice President of Global Marketing for Appointment Plus Scheduling Software and have a great co-host today, and it is Scott Willett, Director of Sales. And what else do you do?
Strategic account management.
That's right, and that's kind of important nowadays. Talk to us a little bit about that and how long you've been here at Appointment Plus and what do you actually do?
So, been at Appointment Plus for about 5 years. December, I think, is my 5th year anniversary. Throughout my career of 15 plus years, have been all predominantly in sales and account management. A lot of it in the technology industry.
Okay.
Learning how to outsource technology from internal portions of your business, make things more efficient, and done it a lot in a consultative manner. Not a traditional sales guy. It's really about making things work for you and smarter, not harder, as you say a lot of the times.
Right. And I think one of the things about working smarter, not harder, is that we have a lot of individuals who send in questions. So this time we're going to talk about some questions with regard to HR scheduling. So we have about 5 questions that came in this week for HR scheduling. Folks, remember, if you have any questions, go ahead and send a question in at our LinkedIn profiles, Facebook, or Twitter, and we'll answer those every week and giving you the great information that you need to make sure that your businesses are successful. So this week we're talking about HR scheduling, and one of the questions, which is you right down your alley, Scott, is what are the best use cases for online scheduling in the HR world?
So we look at HR scheduling and we kind of break it into 2 parts. We have our interview scheduling, and then we can also look at even the onboarding or follow-up activities for scheduling. But a lot of times our clients are looking for high volume, I need to fill a lot of positions relatively quickly. There is a good market of candidates out there, and how do you interact with them as quickly and efficiently as possible?
Right.
Whether it's through the recruiting cycle of just validating whether they're a good candidate or not, or actually establishing and setting up interviews with different hiring managers.
Okay.
And then the other side of that process is once they're onboarded, typically there's a lot of times where paperwork and all the requirements for your onboarding forms and your W-2s and introductions to HR and to your teams and all those types of things. All of those things can be scheduled as well. Okay. So those are the 2 sides of the business from an HR standpoint we're looking at. Recruiting and hiring, or interview scheduling, and then the onboarding activities that are associated with that.
Okay. Another question for you is, what are some things HR teams tend to be thinking about when looking for scheduling solutions, and what things should they be thinking about? So it's like, here's what I'm thinking, but there's always something different, right?
Yeah, most of the times when we're talking to HR professionals, what they're thinking about is how do I get more time in my day? How do I find and talk to as many resources for this open rec as possible? And what they're actually doing is spending a lot of time trying to find the best candidates and trying to be as effective in their time as possible. And what they should be thinking about is what are the tools that I can use to make my day more efficient, to make me more effective in what I'm doing, and to make sure that I'm recruiting the best people in the industry to come work for us.
Right.
So if they think about Appointment Plus, I think we can help them quite a bit in that first part.
Right, and especially recruiting the best people. So how can we actually help that process?
So I look at it in 2 ways.
Okay.
One is there's the candidate experience. Showing them that you are aware of the time and the commitment it takes to go through an interviewing process. So if you have the right tools in place and can quickly and efficiently schedule them for all the different tasks that happen throughout that process, that shows a really great candidate experience. It shows that you're thinking about your employees even before they're employed. The second aspect of it is there's a finite number of really great candidates out there for any position. And how do you get to them first? And how does you prevent your competition from doing that? And again, it goes back to the tools. If we can get that interview request out there, if we can make that interaction as seamless as possible, you're going to get to those people first. You're going to be able to qualify them first, and eventually you're going to win that war on talent.
Okay. Another question is, what are some of the pitfalls that we've seen or you've seen that impact HR teams, and how can effective online scheduling help them avoid these? So it sounds like people who are just trying to evaluate at first, like, is this even the right solution for us before they even step into that process of making that decision on online scheduling or not?
Yeah, so I guess the challenge that we see when working with our clients is sometimes we're not a standalone system, meaning there's other applications out there like Workday or Taleo or some of these really big HRIS platforms that manage everything about that candidate experience and your onboarding and all the paperwork, and it basically becomes the employee's file through their length of time with your company. If we are not thinking about that entire span of time that employee is there, and we're not thinking about how a scheduling tool might potentially need to integrate with those, we're not setting our clients up for success from day one.
Gotcha.
That's for the really big organizations that they've got, global presences, they've got teams that are recruiters working for specific teams or business units. Those are for really big companies, but when those types of organizations are coming and looking at interview scheduling, where there's business processes that also need to be involved, or like as we were talking about, third-party integrations with other softwares.
Right.
We need to think about that collective space before we actually just think about what does a scheduling solution look like.
So it's more like, what do we integrate with, or inside of their business rules or processes?
Yep. So that's when we're talking about an enterprise level solution.
Right.
Those integration points are key. Our software has been developed to be able to integrate with third-party softwares. Really robust API for any of the technical folks that are out there.
Right.
We can make those back-end integrations happen.
Gotcha. Another question is, and we have just two more, so I know you're busy. It's, what should an HR team bring to the table when they start discussing solutions with any vendor? So it's, how can they be more prepared to have that communication? So, because I know everybody's researching around the internet trying to find, all right, a bit of piece of information here, something here, and then try to put it all together. What have you seen that works successful?
The people that are most successful in implementing our software today come with, one, what are you currently doing today? And where do you think the challenges are in that process?
Say that again.
What are you doing today?
Right.
What is the expectation of your recruiting or your interviewing process happen, or who's involved? What does that look like today? Where do you think that friction is actually happening at in those processes? Because you're here for a reason.
Right.
So help us with the pain. Let us help solve that pain for you. And then the second piece of it is, what do you want to be doing? What is the end goal? Who do you want to be? What do you want to become? What is the thing that's going to make you happiest about scheduling?
Right.
We've got a lot of details on our side about putting together the right documents, building the right accounts. We're really good at that part, but we're not mind readers. So help us with that. And if you come with those two pieces of information, what's the problems today and what do you want to be able to do in the future?
Right.
We can design the solution for you. But I think what we're asking for are, what are the next steps?
Okay.
How can somebody get more information? How can we help them in their decision-making process? We've got a few white papers that are out there on our website. You can call and talk to any one of our software experts. We'd be more than happy to share with you. And then the last piece of it is, try it out. I guarantee you, if you take and spend the time with us and go through a coaching session, see the product in working within the context of what you're defining, you'll see the value in actually making this leap to an automated process very, very quickly.
And that's what I really like, and I want to talk a little bit more about. You said try it out. So what does that actually look like? So that process when they're talking to someone.
So it's a consultative effort.
Okay,
so
consultative, not like
it's not prescriptive. We can't do the same thing for everybody.
Right.
Everybody does business differently. We're hiring for different types of jobs. We have different roles and responsibilities within organizations, whether you're a small one-person shop and you can only do interviews on Fridays at 3 o'clock, or you're a global organization and you've got thousands of hiring managers. Those two experiences are going to be different.
Gotcha.
But being able to see our software, being able to actually experience and schedule an appointment or schedule an interview, when you see it in action, it resonates a lot more. So we have great coaches here that can show you our software, look at it from your use case. We do have free trials and demo periods of our software if need be. And if you are a global company and you're looking for a massive improvement in your HR processes, looking to be onboarding new tools, we've got great resources that can help draft requirements, look at your overall engagement, and really make sure that this is going to be the right program for you long term.
Yes, Scott, I really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule. Now, folks, remember, if you have any questions, you can email us, give us a call. We have our Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. We're available for you. And like Scott talked about, we do a consultative process. And the whole process of the consultation process, that's what we do. And that's what I like about working here at Appointment Plus, because it is for you. And we want to make sure that our processes work inside of your business rules. And that's why I really appreciate Scott partnering with your company to be able to make sure that you're successful. So keep scheduling, make sure things happen in your business, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.